question is now, what can we write about to make it helpful? And the answer is literally anything. Because writing, to be therapeutic, to be helpful in our development, we just need to be sure our writing includes two parts, the expressive part and the reflective part. So in the expressive part, obviously we express our inner process, our feelings, our thoughts, what is relevant, what is actual right now. Or, in this present of ours, we can have memories from the past. We can have hopes and fears about the future, but they are all influencing us right now. And when we write, we are in our present with them. And so we can write about memories. And it can be painful memories, it can be great memories, wonderful memories, happy memories. It can be memories about ourselves, it can be memories about other people and our relationships with them. And it is very helpful to write with all the sensory detail that we can remember, especially about the good things. Then they become more alive in our brain. And especially when we were kids, our memories are usually so intense, so bright, so full of feeling. We lose this intensity of feeling when we grow up and our thinking brain develops. Maybe it is a very good thing. But there is usually a lot of energy in the memories from childhood. And often in our adulthood we get cut off from this energy. So it's sometimes very good to revisit, like what was exciting then, what was fascinating, what was pleasant, what did you like to do, did you have a favorite place, did you have a favorite activity, can you remember a moment when you were particularly proud of yourself? And it doesn't matter if you were well received at the moment, but of course if you were, it's even better. A moment of triumph, a moment when everybody said, oh, look at him, look at her, what a wonderful child. Maybe you had a favorite pet. Maybe you had a favorite hiking trip with your family when everything was well. It can be a moment of any shortness. Maybe you had a favorite tree that you like to climb with a book somewhere. A favorite story. These are all things that is very good to write about in very thick sensory detail to bring them back into your life. You can write about what bothers you right now, especially if you don't have a clear idea of what it is. Then you can start anywhere. You can just write on top of the sheet of paper or open a text editor file and just say, write first, what bothers me right now? And then you just put a timer. It's always good to have a timer. Put a timer on for 5 minutes and just dump it. Whatever comes out, no matter whether you have grammatic mistakes, if you mix up letters, don't put spaces where they should be, doesn't matter. You're writing it not for that teacher with a red pen, but for yourself, to clear your head. Usually in after 5 or 6 minutes things become much clearer. And so no matter how you write, if you write by hand, if you can read after that what you have written, that means your handwriting is good enough. Better than that, you don't need anything, really. If your handwriting is unreadable, or it's just you have not written for years with a pen or pencil, okay, then don't keep typing. no matter what, whatever works. Because often we have to reread what we have written. But of course, writing by hand, it lets you feel in your body the emotions that you feel, the tensions, the way your breath hitches sometimes when you forget to breathe, or when you feel all this process feelings really like little pins and needles everywhere. You don't feel the same when you type. It's because writing is a much more embodied experience. But it's important to know also that if you are writing about very, very painful things, sometimes it's easier to type about them, because these uniform black letters, they are a little bit more distanced from the immediate experience, and thus it is a bit safer. But there is no unique right path. You just need to experiment for yourself to find what works for you. We can write about the future, we can write about our dreams, hopes, goals, about what the legacy that we would like to leave, or the places they would like to see. Many people write the bucket list before you kick the bucket, what to do. Some people don't. This is also not mandatory. You can write fantasy, you can write a novel, you can write something that is seemingly unrelated to your life. Doesn't matter, because whatever comes to your mind has a relevance to your inner life, to your inner process. And even if you write about the person that is not you, it's still good for you. And you can write prose, you can write poetry. But poetry is sometimes a bit challenging, because most people think, well, I'm not a poet, I cannot do, rhymes and this even lines and rhythm, the syllabotonic, everything. Better rather not try. But there are two things that can be helpful here. One is that if you're really, really into aesthetic forms, you can write haiku or rubaiyat, short forms, where you count the syllables, or just 4 lines. It's not that painful if it doesn't work out from the first time, because they are so short, they're so small. It's very good actually to use haiku or these other short forms to capture the moment in a day or something. It's like, but haiku has this contemplative quality, and if, for example, you write a limerick, it gives you a more ironic take of things. But you can experiment with the genres. And free verse, without rhyme or reason.